You use magic power to lift the Hyen. And then you put something on him. Then you threw him at the Kier. They panicked and quickly embraced the illusion. Lack of owner. His body suddenly glowed. And there are signs of rupture, Ra-A. The spirit in our bodies is rioting. What did CA do to me? The braid guy noticed something that panicked him. Don T let those people shape up. The body of the universe explodes. The person of the nun. If you see that, ask for the advice of the school. Lack of access to this country. I will bring you all the dancers. I answered softly. Nothing has happened to the whole nation. Must ordain for others. We should give them a chance. He laughed bloodthirsty and continued. If you don't even understand, let them kill each other. From your worship, there's 4 lights coming down. A floating island of the human race. In a corner, I don't know. The elder's men were silently watching him. Nam's son could not help but feel. Not bad tricks like that. Is the lack of a housekeeper. We have to come like that. The old man must also be respected in his heart. Not a single family, of course. Not the same school. The old man pulled the cloak of Nam's son. The internal ancestor of the human race. There must be a great fake. If he keeps coming in like that, he interrupts her. But look at that guy's sinister looks. There must be some other trick. The old school CA now stands on Kao, speaking loudly. People are cheering for humanity right here. This is your last chance. Either surrender or die today. The human cheerleaders still don't know their strength. That challenges. I'm from CA. We just respect the contract with the outside world. Don T, make a calculation with your child. You think we don't dare? These people want to fight us. You crazy talk. The human elves started buzzing together. For the rescue of our people. So far, the dragon has not answered. This is what we want to do. Output code out first. It's not even his orders. The elder of the universe continued. If you want harmony. I was afraid I would only invite him out. End of school CA outside quietly evaluated. The same kind of wings. The black eagles. Much smarter than you. Then he shouted, order. Both sides immediately started fighting. Party-vous ethnic eloquent school CA. Even though the jade is burned, it does not damage the reputation of the human race. Lady GAC, dance love and lack of owner of the Vu people. I take my life to pay. I heard that and laughed contemptuously. The jade is missing. I'm afraid you don't have this talent. The world didn't win at the right time. We haven't done anything since we broke through. End school CA floating chromatic. Go to the human race. Let me take you out for training. So every time you pass a dancer, they all died at your hands. The human side did not give up. It uses the most powerful magic. Kim Luen transfer air bar. The school is not afraid, but immediately respond to the spirit of protection. A giant stone wall, from where came Lao to the holy weapon of the human race. The stone attacks the person who is using it, using Holy Spirit to make him cry out in pain. Not only that, that stone wall, and pin it straight to the island of the undead. Try Nam-san. Look at the moves that the CA school launched. I wonder if this guy wants to be alone. Fight with the fake human weapons. I'm still in shock at your power. Silence doesn't know what to say. The school is still watching the ground smoke. Suddenly, he glanced at Nam-san. Then smile. When he saw that, he suddenly thought of his world. I know the old man is hiding here. He's still a careless old man. The school quickly got back to business. He shouted at the elders of the human race. A bunch of turtles snatched away and Ra died. That's right, you guys. They don't fit in their shields either. You deserve to die. Hurry up and invite the old man. I landed below and made them an offer. The two choices are either to submit or to strike our hand. Then he was scolded by the elder of the vampire tribe. Every bad thing you do, computational psychology will not end well. The school CA still calmly answered this trick. Dare not believe Theo. It is clear that you are Gacta intent. That's why we invited the dragons. Unfortunately, we broke this. It's time to hit me and not hurt me. Grandpa of the universe, I can't stand your extravagance. But voiced intimidation. Try to punish CA. Your daughter died in your hands. Now, without the dancer, we have also paid for our lives. That's not enough or something. But you still force the old man. Do you believe that I will not let you say it all? I'll give you an earring. Talk to the old men. You dare not even take action. Want to clean up this mess with SAO words. The school laughed contemptuously. What good and bad you. He also practiced for 100,000 years. Your liver is so small. Don't waste my time. If only you would kill yourselves. Your words. He made a senior leader of the Vu ethnic group angry. I don't know how to respond to you. But the elder of the Vu people. Quickly prevent. Stop. Don't follow this guy. When you hear that, you say, yes, if you will. If we don't act, we are not welcome. Surprise. There was something that made the CA suddenly silent. A woman appears with an aura on her. Call you out loud. Knee family home. Don't let the water get in. The elders who saw this man were delighted. It is not hard for the old man to see the old man. And you are thinking. A noble standard. At least there must be a heavenly ambition. But the barbarians rejoiced. The old man is awake. Good, we've turned defeat into victory. This time the school lost. The father of the undead put his bare feet on the ground. And tell my people to destroy all my land. She just approached and threatened. If the Lord had appeared, you should have an explanation too. Or she'll give off the gas and go on. I will carelessly burn you to ashes. At the end of the school, CA laughed and think back to one more celestial parent. A year and a season to celebrate. Suddenly, he pointed his hand at the ancestor of the dwarves. Then he spoke up to their astonishment. Old ancestor, she threatened me and told me to give her a word. Explain. He also said that he wanted to burn the owner of Cho. The people of the world are surprised to hear that. Even the old man came. The school continued to shout. My father didn't fight her. Give your name to that guard. When I first heard what you said, I laughed. The elder stroked his beard. He glanced at Nam Sun standing bewildered. At this point, Nam Sun knew he was trapped. This boy is counting on me. Nam Sun tried to step out from the cracks in space. The school teacher saw him and was excited to say. It turned out to be Nam Sun. My father has admired you since childhood. It's just 15 years old. CA really doesn't have a chance to meet you in your head. Nam Sun before the retreat was in the background. Then he bowed his head to the old man. The Son of Man is very kind to you. I still casually replied the old man to praise. This is the deputy anyway. CA just follow. The elder of the dwarves was sweating his thoughts. The old man Ra. Why can't you feel anything on your body? The power of a god is like a dress at the bottom. The elders of the vampire tribe whispered. This is the ancestor of the Ha family. It doesn't look like a standard. It's not just a god. Maybe there's another old man. We have the victory. Nam Sun's great teacher came to support me. Try to chastise CA quickly, effervescent. Probably next. CA will be here more trouble for you. The bad Ka stepped back. You're now powerless to say yes. When the time comes, I will deal with you. Then he turned to look at the ancestor of the vampire tribe. You are the founder of the universe. I'm sure there's one more standard of honor. This word made her angry, and she was punished. I am not the power of your servant. You are so unscrupulous. Not afraid to make the ancient fairies explode Sao. The young men of the human race. I saw the appearance of Nam Sun. Then become afraid. That's the old man. I'm afraid there will be a war soon. Nam Sun tried after hearing the old man's words. The human race bared its golden teeth raw. Laughing museum hegemony. You don't use holy air. To try to murder our underboss before Sao. For thousands of years, my family has never been targeted by AI. Where are you based? Your aura made her a little nervous. Don't understand how. You rushed to her place. I just put my fist on her. Just casually said that. Let me turn you to dust first. Without hesitation, he used his magic. The power of Nam Sun is so strong. Punch the elder of the Vunan tribe straight through the island. In the air, every rock on the island was destroyed. They melt into small pieces of rock. Nam Sun still calmly scratched his feet. In front of everyone's confusion, a broken hole appeared on the island of the undead. Even the clouds in the sky, and the hills, cut in half by his power. Nam Sun then looked at the CA school and shouted. Son of a bitch. I can see that the old man's power has not yet dared to count on me. If you can hear that from a distance, you can look at it. Look, the old champ is unbeatable. Player clearly charismatic 8 directions. He held up his thumb in admiration. But in my heart, I wonder. A hand that strikes a hook is just as powerful. Maybe he's killed the guy. Nam Sun later glanced over at the dancer as old clan. Then ordered the other guy to call him out. We can collect one. The interest people. I just stutter with fear when I hear that. He glanced at her and asked. Then a yellow light appeared in the sky. Another old man of the universe. When no one notices, they run ahead. This guy is worried about running away and gritting his teeth, without paying attention to the cracks in front of you. God damn it. These shameful kids have to run. He had not been sent to seek refuge from the dragons. Nam Sun suddenly appeared from within that crack. What to run? Your hand just used magic. Just gently swung this guy in the face. There's a big explosion in the middle of the air. The witnesses couldn't help but wonder. School teacher. An old man is enough to destroy our entire race. I heard that the ancestors of the family are not few. Kim's face is very tense right now. And the old man opened his mouth and didn't know what to say. The old man is still waving his beard. I knew I couldn't let him go. But the ancient name of the tribe was no longer as prosperous as before. I can't stand his torment. A while later, tried to punish the CA to intimidate the elders of the human race. Look at you. You know what this has to start with. Now you're tamed or not. waiting for you to finish. They respond well to God's commands. We choose to serve as slaves. Under the guidance of the CA school, does the owner die? When I heard that, I laughed. Be careful, CA. I have compassion for everyone. I'll give you a chance. But I need you to tame me and give me a verdict. Write down all the names. The elder of the vampire tribe hesitated about this. CA's chief is clearly sinister. The old man has been watching. You seem to be in love with your treatment. I can't believe he made the humans kill each other. The Lord also agrees with you. This kid is a real bad guy. You two remember that massacre and you're complaining. After the battle, name of the school CA became an immutable existence for many monks. Many hours later, trying to get CA standing on the boat, listen to the words around you. The tissue appears. Maybe there will be magic inside. Don't miss the chance. There's someone on the other ship. But I'm worried about stealing it. I took most of the good stuff soon enough. Try to close your eyes. The old man's anger will quickly return to the people. But his power, we still need to take advantage. The first child does not support me. We have to think of a way. Later, a sinister smile appears on your face. Yes, fairy. The 7 princesses of the Sea King died because of you. He turned around and told his subordinates. This trip is hard. The people below immediately replied that they did not dare. People only work with responsibility. The lack of leadership implies that we do a good job. It should be valued by the owner. We vow to go up the mountain for the border. Into the sea of fire. The school is pleased to say. It's good about Tiangxia. At the top, waiting for someone in the snow. I came to ask you. Is it good for you this time? She thought silently. Before, they can take the danger out of you. But now it's normal. I'm sure the VI is advanced. The genius of the late prince is extremely rare. Now I'm afraid my strength is no less than mine. CA looked out the back and called the actor. Just when I need you to take a trip. She quickly knelt down. Take orders, please. Give me your hand. You don't have to. Then you pick her up. I need you to help me find them. I wonder if the man wants to find someone. You just put the clicker on the system board, and you're right. They've been missing somewhere in the world for 10 years. I'll let people spread their news later. And leave it to you to handle. CA school tries to show what is shining on the hand. This is breaking the spell. Everything must be careful. She was surprised to think she'd broken the spell. This is a very rare life-saving deity. You tangled a pile in her hand. Then speak up. If you die, I would really feel very sad and guilty. Hearing that is very touching, my lord. She ponders this precious talisman. You gave me so much to try. Really treat me honestly. Then she told me. Don't worry. You will not accept the trust of the Lord. 2 light rays flying through the air. The guy with the ponytail folded said, this used to be the land of the ancient Thai religion. Now it's destroyed like this. The blue-haired girl answers all the way. Because they are guilty of Thai some ghost. Suddenly she was gagged and reminded by her pink-haired friend. Don't mention that name. You don't need your life anymore. The ocean drops suddenly rise. In an unusual way, it shocked the people there. What's going on? The blue-haired girl is confused. What's going on? Boy's ponytail face pale meter. like realizing something. It's the ocean that split in two. They just saw the flag. Was startled, uttered Sea King Bao. Between the cracks of the sea, a large army of soldiers is advancing towards the land. The ponytail-haired young man wondered in shock. What do they want to do in this fight? Pink-haired girl explained. I heard my brother come back from the fairies. 7 princesses of the Sea King are dead. It seems to have something to do with the barn. Blue-haired girl speculates. Maybe it's not for revenge. CA school somewhere, still calmly sitting drinking tea. 3 people from the gate go out. Nam-sun laughed and said, How's the fairy? Are you satisfied with the treasure of martial arts? The old man followed the prophecy. This thing goes, ancient fairy's harvest is rich. You have to thank the old man. You're very kind. You immediately hear the answer. Yes, he was good to the fairies, thank you. Nam-sun tried to scratch his head laughing. Then he turned around and told the old man. Of course, the master is also very good. He grinned deeply at this head. While Bo was laughing together, the school has been waiting in front of the building. The old man and the old man returned. When I saw you, they took pictures. All 3 of them went from happy to helpless. The boss asked him to try to punish CA. What are you doing here? He quickly explained. Of course, CA school is here to pick up the elder and the elder back. Then convenient. I also want to see if there is any progress. Finally, CA asked her. A new period of time. I don't see the 6th generation advancing a lot. Because you feel comforted too. Try to hide behind your back. Nam-sun tried to provoke him with his tongue. School CA ironic. I still hate you because of that day. When I was the same age. I have come to the king of the sea myself. Not like you. Meet the princess of the sea. The palace couldn't deal with it either. The angry man pointed his hand at me and shouted. Old school CA, stop pretending, old man. Oppress his VI. The devil wants to hit him in the mouth. At the end of the school, I picked up a cup of tea. First child, don't think that with the old man on your back, you can expand. You casually say, borrowing the power of others is not the right thing to do. Don't worry about your VI. You don't scream. You say this without knowing how red your eyes are. The body of the great warrior is not cold. Your father, watch him. Nam-sun tried to reconcile the first knee. This boy is a bastard. But what he said was true. But try to interrupt him. Old ancestor, not someone who agreed with you before. Why is it biased now? Nam-sun tried to laugh awkwardly to excuse the old man. Because I want good for you. Think about the difference between the 2 of you. It's not as exciting as it used to be. I know that, of course. I don't expect your 2 brothers to fight. Back in the heart. He silently evaluated the power of this CA school loner. I can't even see clearly. If only to fight him. The only person who really suffers is this head. CA school suddenly asked the fairy Ni. Do you know what Neptune is doing right now? First of all, I wonder about the sea. She remembered something and pointed to herself. You probably don't want to avenge me. It's like UGAC. You're laughing when you hear that. Talk to you, Ra. People die because of you. In my heart, I think falsely. I'm sure you can't guess now. After all, your brother is hurting you. Or is it training for you? But this is good. He scratched his head and screamed for an hour. The name all over the place smells bad. This is annoying. More trouble than the old school. You are now on to the point. The school this time. I have something to discuss with the elders. The old man was suspicious in his heart. What's the game again? CA school tries to tell people. The old man used to protect the fairies. But now the tissue appears. The fake powers are rushing to the ancient fairies' upheaval. It would destroy an entire dynasty. The ancient fairies have not been unified. That day was chaotic. This is for the astrolabe. Why is it not an opportunity? He spit and scolded you. You're not even afraid to say. Do you think this change is due to AI? The perpetrator of the crime is you. Tao Tian. I'll never get my hands on any fight. What kind of power is this ancient tradition? The school CA deliberately said to intimidate him. Say it out. It seems that the elder still owes me a favor. That fairy. After all, you are a family man. The Lord wants good for him. You have to think about this idea. The first child frowned clearly uneasy school CA. Don't take me out to make it difficult. I'm sure you have bad intentions. The old man's face is dark now, again clearly showing anger. You are bullying the old man. Nam-san tried sweating, not saying anything about this situation. Tried to punish CA quickly bowed to defend. Try to punish CA dare not. I just want to remind the elders about the fate of fairies. Let the elders consider. The elders did not dare to dominate the ancient fairies. Of course, there are concerns about identity. But he arrogantly claimed that CA did not have. The old man laughed excitedly when he heard that. I was waiting for you because of this. What do you think the old man wants to do the most? The ground was affected by his magic power and cracked raw. His powerful guns pierced through the mountains. While trying to silence Nam-san, did not know what to say. The first one continues to scold you. Because you're hiding behind Nam's back. Chief CA, you are so rude. And right now, I still have my mouth shut. Maybe the old man misunderstood me. He didn't help the school. I'm sure the old man will stand by and watch. The elder sighed. Then he looked up at the sky and said, your heir is arrogant. Rely on young people like you. Then SAO dominated the ancient fairies. Even if it depends on your condition, you can't. The school is still talking. That's what CA schools have to think about. The elders don't have to worry. He looked at me with a face filled with air. And make a request. I want the old man to agree with you. You have to swear. From now on. Do not use tricks to harm the child anymore. Out. Even your ancestors must acknowledge the fairies. His words made everyone silent. I don't know what to say. After the first time, I was moved to call my master. Try to answer that question. I don't know why. Always feel the person next to you. They are all mean to me. The old man asked again, do you finally agree? I put my hand on my chin, thinking. Then we will forever. Forever held back by others, unable to resist. That people can do themselves. Even if it takes my life, this condition of the elders is excessive. I hope the school will have to consider more. This hesitant attitude of yours, that the great elder was amused to say. This request is not simple. If you think the old man will understand. It's just an old fairy tale. In his heart, he had the thought. I should have sworn before. I can't believe your little boy is here today. The school immediately yelled and interrupted. It startled you. But then he laughed and said, if this person is a fairy, I agree to this request. You make your argument. The Lord is only for the elves. That protected the shelter. I don't even regret doing the opposite. I am the eldest brother of the elf. There's nothing to swearing. I raised 3 fingers to the sky. He vowed to watch out for Qatar. From now on. will not be used in any way to harm the fairies. At the same time, it will also restore its former position in the. If you break your vow. I was surprised by your actions. The soldiers gathered in front of a gate and shouted. People in the palace didn't know what to do. The black-haired man anxiously said, "The Sea King beats the gong drum. Fear that conflict is inevitable." The brunette spoke up. "The elder has not returned. We have to do something new." The man in the middle frowned and gritted his teeth. "I don't know what to say. Where did you come from screaming, 'I'm here'?" She landed on the ground screaming, "One who causes trouble, one who carries." The boy with braided hair suddenly called the fairy sister. "Ruler of the Haomiu Palace, put your hands behind your back and laugh. You have a big liver. I know I came here to die like that. Can be reduced to being tormented." You frowned thinking, "I can't feel what he is on the outside." Then ask him, "Do you know why the princess died?" The risk is getting the right answer. The first one is for a reason. Because her brother wants to hurt me. Then she was also very biased by me. That's why she deserves to die. Maybe it was right, according to your will. He asked if you thought. If there is a light behind it, maybe. I don't know what to do. My brother continues to act, just telling the truth. If you take risks, you might believe what you say. Get your life in exchange. When he finished, he suddenly approached her. First, he showed a scared face. "Why are you so skinny?" CA School suddenly flew from nowhere to stop. "Ask what you want to do." When he saw you, he was surprised to say nothing. Thinking from when? CA School used magic to push him away. Good or bad is a saint. Blatantly hand out with a Neptune head. It can be represented. The risk may have realized. I asked, "What do you mean, you're the missing owner of CA? Do you want to cover it?" Coldly asked what he meant. "Don't you understand? The genie is the man of my house. Why, let them affect your lives." When he heard you, he asked again. "You really want to?" Because an old man was expelled. Battle with the Sea King. I advise you to think again. The school continues to protect children. My fairies are the Mingju of my family. When is it your turn to bully? I firmly say, if the Sea King is stubborn today, I want to work with my sister. Hear these words of mine. It made me a little bit change my mind. That the CA school is not a bad person. Watch out for CA screaming, so today I will GEC you. The sarcasm is killing us. And then he laughed out loud and said, "That's a lot of gas. If you want to defend her, don't blame me." He took out a bundle of water. And read aloud that Neptune has only. I have to catch the fairy today. Give back justice to the 7 princesses. Give back justice to the 7 princesses. The school is not afraid. I asked based on you, Neptune, what is he? I jump off the ground. Up in the air. Yelled at the guru pointing at my body. Around your body. Suddenly, there are bright lights. He stood there in a wild rage. The ocean's waves are hitting harder and harder. Neither side gives up. Demonstrators reached out their hands, screaming to punish CA. You thought I was here to show you. Is your face still calm? You are a humanoid tool. The battle is on fire. People around you are affected. This is Thai Sun magic. Not expected. In the hands of the old school CA so powerful. Enough to resist the power of the great saint. Someone else answered. If it's not ancient Christianity, there is support text. It's probably been cancelled by more than half. The enemy side, also influenced by the magic of the CA school. The ground is smoking. Most of the enemy is down, he said. The Holy Spirit is just that. If you come today to ask for justice, remember carefully in the temple. What I say is justice. He does not constantly scold the first child. I try to bully people too much. I tried to kill the king of my bow first. I am now faced with obstacles like you. What are you pretending to be good at? It was no secret that you and her are like water and fire. It must be for one thing and affect the appearance of the reinforcement. CA school now, you come out for her. I wanted to deny the story of that year's poison. CA school glanced at her about that year. I admit my mistakes. I can't admit it's what I did. It has nothing to do with reinforcement. But today we're going to end this. The first child stood still, the conversation of two people. Suddenly, she was amazed at the scene in front of her. The school tried to use magic on itself. My soul robs you. I am young and stupid. I can return it. Nam-san tried not to be surprised. The demonstration was equally surprising. He gritted his teeth and said, your hands go through the skin. This core belongs to the elf. I took the opportunity to take it away. That's why he's wandering outside the family. And I'm very sorry about that. In front of many people today, give him back justice. Blood from the mouth of the school CA flowed out. He smiled and said, you have been so good for me for so many years. She was so touched that she shed tears. First, put your hand up, wiping away tears and sobbing. Don't tell the school anymore. I have a new weapon that I don't need to use. You take out an item. Closer to the first. In front of everyone. The enemy sees it. Talk about this is the key. That's a scary thing. It can affect heaven and earth. This great leader is so strong. I don't blame you at first. He also acted. CA school gave it to you. This guy is finally back to his old owner. The first child was in tears. She looked at the hole in his chest. Worry about your school. He assured the fairy not to worry. Just take it out. She was crying so much that both eyes were swollen. Worry in the heart. Clearly, I know this feeling. The system suddenly announces, solve the hatred of Kai woman. He first won 8,000 fortune. 40,000 points of divine value. The school looked at them and said, the child suffered for many years. My boss will make it up to me. This is my family's story. There's no need for you to waste your energy. Surprising demonstration of your power. He stammered, reincarnation. I can't believe you hold the power of the wheel. Everyone has to admit, your abilities are terrifying. It's so heavy. He recovered more than half. Another person also felt. See the trump card of the late brother. It's not just about religion. The man in the middle asked. He is the god of evil. How do we feel compared to him? It's like fireflies compared to the moon. CA school tried to wipe the blood with his hands, he said. The fairies are the pride of our eternal home. What the king of the sea did today, I see it as war. Are we ready to take responsibility for the school? He's still screaming. Even if you have the power, why? If we don't care about our bi-ethnic relationship. Do you think I'm a saint or something? You deliberately provoke the real Saint Sao. I suddenly bowed my head and said, the old man saw Sao. Suddenly, a crack appeared in the sky. Nam's son appeared from the crack. Neptune's eyes glowed.